Okay, so we were talking about whether you played for the Zambia national team, and you suggest at first you said you haven't, but is that the case? Did you ever play for the Zambian national team?
It's just said no.
Sorry?
It's just said no.
Oh, so he did.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now, what we then moved on to was you've had some health issues since the end of your career. What exactly are they, and what assistance do you need to meet your care needs?
You want him to answer?
He can try, but if he can't answer, you can answer for him.
He cannot answer because at the moment he can't get anything that we are saying.
Okay. You can answer for him.
Okay. Yes, there is a lot that needs to be done and a lot of care because from the hospital's point of view, this is a home-based care case now. Especially with the COVID-19 situation and his age, they would rather he be taken care of at home.
Okay. You mentioned COVID and that they want him to be taken care of at home. What exactly are his ailments? What's wrong with him?
One of them is got dementia, and then he has also got broken hips, which cannot be operated on due to his age.
What's his age?
He's 78.
So you're saying he has broken hips.
That's what it is.
Does that mean he can't walk?
No, he doesn't walk. We just lift him.
Right. So if he has to be lifted, I presume it takes more than one person to lift him.
Yes.
And my guess would then be he's not even been out in the garden.
No, not at all.
So he doesn't get proper sunlight. He can't stay in the garden and just sit down and soak in the sun or anything like that.
This is the only position if you want him to have a bit of sunlight,
Mm-hmm.
which comes in through the window. This is the position that we put him
Right. Last time we were here, we mentioned that a wheelchair. What use would a wheelchair be for him?
Like you said, they would want to take him outside to have a bit of fresh air, and he equally maybe take him for some walk, just to get some fresh air, and maybe for his sight as well, to see things outside.
Right. So you have he has his hips as a problem. He has dementia. What medication is he taking for all of his things? Because I had heard that he also had a form of cancer. Is that correct or not?
Yes, the prostate enlargement. They said they ruled out the cancer, but they said the prostate was enlarged, and that was treated because he used to have difficulties when passing urine, but now that one has been fixed.
So his prostate problem is not a problem anymore, and he doesn't have sort of cancer or life-threatening conditions, or does he?
Unless maybe if we took him back, but for now, I think he's okay apart from his dementia, which is getting worse every day. You cannot conversate with him. He doesn't remember anything. He just says whatever he wants. Sometimes he just cries. He starts crying. He starts calling for people. Maybe he thinks he's training because he used to be a football coach after retirement. Even after retirement, he was once a coach for Wanderers, and then he was taken to Chila Bombwe. Then from there, We came back. We came to Ndola. He continued his coaching career with Chetekelo Youth Project. So in his talking, he would talk as if he's coaching the children.
Which teams did he play for and coach?
He played for, from what I know, he played for Mufulira Wanderers. I don't know of any other team. And he has trained Mufulira Wanderers and Konkola Blades in Chibilabombwe. When we came here, he was coach for Ndola United. Yes.
Okay.
And then from there, when he stopped, he joined an organization, which is Chetekelo Youth Project, where he was coaching the youths there.
Did any of the teams, Mufulira Wanderers and Ndola United, Konkola Blades, contribute at all to his welfare once they knew what had happened to him?
Nothing has been done so far. I don't even know if they know about his condition. But Mufulira, yes, because maybe his brother in Mufulira said something to Wanderers, but that I cannot ascertain if that has been done. But nothing so far has been done.
What about the FAS and Football Association, Sports Ministry? Any of them, have they helped in any way?
Not at all. Maybe if they knowing about his condition, maybe recently when he was in hospital, and one of FAS officials maybe made mention to FAS, and they promised that they would help us with something. Of course, at some point they sent us 1,000 kwacha. I think that was it, and a few contributions from not anything not amounting to more than 2,000 kwacha.
When I spoke to his brother Abram about him, he was saying that he was in and out of hospital. What exactly is the problem?
That was the problem. First we took him for his legs, which they started working on, and then with during the course they found out that he had a prostate enlargement, and of course with the dementia. Those have been his major problems.
What is the medication that he needs and takes, and how much does that cost you? Say, if you were talking about per month, how much would it be per month?
The medication that he's taking is just for his dementia, to make him at least sleep in the night, which is about, it doesn't cost more than, for the whole month, it's about 180, 200 something kwacha.
So it's really just dementia medication to help him sleep. And his hips, I take it he needs pain medication for that?
He needs pain medication, yes. But as of late, that has proved to be very expensive, and we don't give him, and apart from, if anything, we give him diclofenac just to ease the pain, because that's what they said, that they only manage the pain, but otherwise the medication is a bit expensive.
And this is basically what the doctors have said, because the last time I was here you were talking about his hips and saying that the ideal would have been to operate on both hips, but he's now too old and he can't do it, and that essentially that just leaves pain management. Is that the case?
Yes, it is.
So what do you need people to do for you to help you?
To help with the process of the medications, as well as, I don't know, if there's anything that they can do for him to ease his pain and his movement.
How much is the pain medication? Again, like on a monthly basis.
It's about 300 somewhere.
I'm sorry?
300 kwacha.
Per month. So the dementia is about 200 and the pain is 300.
Somewhere, yes.
What about food? Because, I mean, does he eat properly?
He does eat, and he would want to eat a lot of things, but because we can't afford, it's
Right.
just in Shima.
Right. If you could afford, how much would it cost? If you were to give him the meals that you want to give him and that I presume have been kind of prescribed for him as well.
Okay. That hasn't been prescribed, but we were told that he needed a lot of fruits.
Right.
And,
That's what I meant. I know it's not, that's why I said kind of prescribed. I know they don't prescribe you food as such,
Okay.
but they kind of recommend certain types of food. What has been recommended for him?
fruits and food, the usual food that we eat. Shima with vegetables which he doesn't like. But if you feed him with Shima with, say, fish or chicken, that one he likes very much.
Right. So how much would that cost? Per month? If you were sort of looking at buying the food he requires, what would that cost?
That is very difficult because you know our food prices keep changing every time. It's very difficult to estimate. But for example, I get 2.4 a month, and that is not enough because I need to pay rent for the house, electricity, and I remain with about, after all those deductions with water, I remain about with 600 kwacha somewhere there, which only makes me buy a bag of mini meal and a few foodstuffs which maybe only last for a week.
What we were mentioning, i.e., food, fish, things like that, on a monthly basis, and vegetables, how much would that cost?
If we were to cater for everything,
Now, forget everything else. If you were just paying for that, if you just had to buy that, how much would that cost you?
for food,
Yeah. This is assuming you could buy what you wanted. So you can buy whatever fruit you want, whatever vegetables you want, whatever fish you want, whatever meat you want.
minus the rental.
Forget the rental. We're talking about food at the moment.
For the whole family or just for him?
Well, for him and, well, really for him mainly. But I guess you can talk about that. Do it separately. For him and for once, and then separately for the family.
For him maybe, realistically maybe 2,000 somewhere there.
2,000
Just for him.
just for him. So for his medicine and for his food, we'd be talking about something like 2,500 kwacha per month.
3,000? Not 2,500? Yeah, about somewhere there.
Okay, let's we're between 2,500 and 3,000.
That would be because minus the diapers because that is also
No, that's included. Sorry, if I haven't included, then you include that.
because the diapers.
Basically, I'm talking about whatever his medical needs are, whatever his food needs are. So we've said it's about 2,000 for his food. Medicine, you'd mentioned two things that you said came to 500. That's the dementia and the pain.
The diapers
Really?
are the ones that are very, very.
So how much would that come to as well?
We'll need about how many packets? Because in a week we use 2 packets, which is 420, 440.
Right.
For the whole month, we'll need about 5 packets.
So you're talking something like 2,000.
2,200.
If it is for 220 kwacha per packet times 5.
Need to make 4.
220 kwacha per packet.
Or not 440.
I was talking about the 2 packets per week.
We were about 1,100, I think.
Oh, that's what I did, yes.
Mm.
So per week you use 2.
Mm.
Okay, so it's the same thing. So it comes to. Alright, it's the same thing I did. Yeah, 2,200. Because if
Are you sure?
Yeah, if they use 2 packets.
2 packets per week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then she's saying. how
So it's
much?
8.
5 packets, to be on the safe side, it's 5 packets per month.
Oh.
Yeah, so 5 times 2,000, 5 times 2.2. Yeah, 220. That's 1,100.
1,100. But
No, it's not.
it's 1,100.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So
But if
1,100.
they use 2 packets per week.
Yeah,
Then we have 4 weeks.
Mm.
They can't
Yeah.
use 5. Then.
yeah,
That's my five.
yeah. So it's 8.
It's 8.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's 2.
All right, 8.
How many weeks in a month? 4.
4. Just over 4.
Yes.
So it's about 1,760.
Right. Okay, so call that 2,000. That would come, so we're basically saying medicine is about 2,500 to 3.
4,260.
Right, that's
Close to
for,
5,000.
right, in total for everything, per month.
Yes, for the diapers,
Right,
medication,
Okay.
and this food.
okay. Right, so we're talking roughly 5, let's call it 6,000 kwacha per month. Okay. Is there anything else that's needed for him that we haven't considered in this?
Maybe some juices, maybe.
Okay.
Juice
Juice.
drink.
So that we'd cover that in about 6,000 for everything, wouldn't it? Okay, what we're going to do is we'll stop this now, and I will arrange for we will arrange for the chairperson of our Care and Welfare Committee to come and see you, hopefully sometime next week, so that you get another chance to, he will have a look at this, and we will start thinking about what we're going to do and how quickly we're going to be able to do things. You will actually know, this time it is a footballer, and it's a famous footballer. You may well have played against him. His name is Richard Stevenson.
Yes. I can't remember, but I remember.
Yeah,
I remember
he was going to be with us today.
He was with Cabo Warriors.
That's correct.
He really wanted to meet him today.
Oh,
Now that his wife also is not, she's not well.
okay.
She's got cancer.
She's not well. He's got to go back and forth, and she's his priority for obvious reasons.
So,
But when he's available, we will arrange for him to come and see you. And in the meantime, have a think about anything that we haven't included in this, because we're going to send this to all the directors and to the people on the care committees, and basically say, like, okay, this is the situation now, what are we going to do about this? Or what are we going to try and do about it? What I'm not going to do is say we're going to be able to do anything and everything, but what we are going to do is definitely take this up as far as we can. Okay, is there anything